My name is Heather, and this class is for truck drivers or people who run equipment. So people basically who are sitting all day and driving all day. So we'll look at some poses that will sort of alleviate some of the stresses that we put on our body when we are in that specific position all day, like riding in a truck or driving equipment with your arms out in front of you. And yeah, let's see what happens. So I do suggest that you have something to sit up on. Like I have a yoga bolster here. You don't have to have a yoga bolster. You might go grab some pillows or a stack of blankets to start out. And I'm gonna actually have you start with your feet kind of stretched out in front of you with your legs straight, okay? And then we'll just take a second and come to our breath. You can have your eyes open or closed for this, your hands resting wherever they're comfortable. And really, I'm saying legs stretched out because I have a feeling that that might be the most comfortable position, but it also might not be. If you want to cross your legs, that's fine as well. So let's just take a moment here. Start to focus on your breathing. Without necessarily trying to change anything, just noticing your breath. So our breath can be a great indicator of whether or not we're like holding tension. If you might notice that your breath is sort of short or a little jagged, like not smooth. So let's work to even that out here for a second. Breathing through your nose on the inhale and the exhale. Sit up nice and tall, but try to stay as relaxed as possible at the same time. It's sort of the trick with yoga of like staying engaged, but not so much that it's just another form of clinging, another form of stress. We want our yoga practice to actually alleviate our stress. So noticing your inhales and exhales here. Like I said, your eyes don't have to be closed. Maybe they are, maybe they're ready now. Take your hands and place them on your belly. The idea behind this this breathing exercise is that as you inhale, your belly actually comes out, it expands. And then as you exhale, your belly comes back in, away from your hands. You'll feel your hands kind of pull back closer to your body, and then once again, the inhale, your belly expands, it pushes into your hands. And as you exhale, it moves away. So try that a couple times, inhaling to expand, feeling your belly rise, your chest rise. And exhaling, feeling it go back into place. Remember, we're not trying to cause more stress, just doing as best you can, not worried about doing it right. Not worried about doing it perfectly. Inhaling, expanding, feeling your belly get bigger, your shoulders rise. And exhaling, feeling that all fall back into place. Really good thing to do when you're feeling extra stressed, anxious, excited, or you just need to calm down. Take about 20% off. Like I said, breathing through your nose on the inhale and the exhale. If you're new to this stuff, it might not come naturally. So it really is a part of the practice, part of the yoga practice is learning to breathe in these ways. One more deep inhale to expand. And exhaling, feeling yourself get smaller again. And then beginning to open your eyes. Okay, so take the props that you're sitting up on and move them out of your way. If you have sensitive knees or knees that need a little extra care, grab a blanket and place it down on your mat, about halfway on your mat. And then we're gonna come and start on hands and knees in a really traditional yoga exercise called cat-cow. Before we begin, when you set your hands on the ground, especially if you've got bigger shoulders or bigger body, you want to take your hands wider than shoulder distance apart. And make sure that your hands, your fingers are spread out wide, and you're gonna grip the floor with your fingertips and press into the perimeter of your palm. So you're kind of like creating a little suction cup action with your hands, keeping your hands really active. Another little cue here is this crease, inner crease of your wrist, or elbow, wants to be pointing straight ahead. If you have a yoga mat, you might look at your wrist crease as well and make sure that it's parallel with the top of your yoga mat and that your hands are in line with each other. So starting in the hands and knees position, knees under your hips or slightly wider, hands wider than shoulder distance, pointer fingers pointing straight ahead. Imagine somebody is sitting on your back. You wouldn't want to collapse your back down. You would want to push up into them a little bit. So lifting through your chest, your low ribs, and your low back here to begin with. Look forward, take a deep inhale. And then exhaling through your mouth. We're going to try to keep that for 2 more breaths. A nice flat back inhale. Exhale through your nose this time. And really for most of class, we'll be inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. And if that's difficult, just keep practicing, come back to it. As you inhale next time, lift your butt up, drop your belly down, let your chest sag, but pull your heart forward and up and look up. This is cow pose. And then as you exhale, press firmly down into your hands and knees. Tuck your tailbone toward the floor. Tuck your chin towards your chest and lift your upper back. Relax the back of your neck. So we're going to go back and forth, inhaling, dropping your chest, keep your elbows straight, lift your butt, look up. And then exhale, do the exact opposite, press into hands and knees, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone toward the floor. Okay, so inhaling for cow pose, elbows are straight, fingertips pressing down. Exhale for cat. Really pushing strongly into your fingertips to help take any pressure out of your wrists that might be unnecessary. Couple more breaths, and if you're not doing this like breath by breath, if you're just breathing as you move, that is totally fine. Like I said, we're going to practice the breath. We're going to learn how to do it eventually. We don't have to stress out about not doing it right. Okay, one more time. Cow and cat, cat and cow. Cat is the rounded spine, rounding up. Cow is when your belly relaxes, you lift your butt and your heart and look up. Let's return to that neutral spine, flat back. And then push down really hard into your left hand. As you inhale, turn your chest to the right and then lift your right arm up and look up. And exhale, reach underneath you between the space in your arm and leg toward the left. And then inhale, reach up again. Exhale, reach underneath you. As you're doing this, make sure to move your chest. So you're opening your chest up and lifting your arm, and you're turning your chest back down and under as you reach to the left. A couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale underneath. Through your nose, inhaling up, push into the hand that's supporting you, press into your fingertips, exhale underneath. One more time, inhale up. Good, and then exhale, bring the right hand down. Let's start on that left side. Inhale, reaching up, turn your chest open. Exhale, reach underneath you, turn your chest down and underneath. Inhale, turn your chest, lift your arm, open to the left. Exhale, stretch underneath. Good. Inhale, open up. Exhale, underneath. Last 2. Inhale, open. Big breath through your nose. Exhaling through your nose as you reach. Inhale, opening. Exhale, place your hand down. Okay. Bring your knees more directly underneath your hips.
Stand up on your knees for a moment. Bring your hands to your hips. Tuck your toes underneath your feet behind you so that you're on the ball of your feet. So you can see my feet a little better. And then I'm going to have you move your pelvis forward. Inhale, stretch up. And then exhale, make fists. Pull your elbows down by your sides. Keep your pelvis moving forward, but lean back a little bit into your toes. And then inhale, stretch back up straight. Exhale like you're pulling something from behind you down and back behind as you lean back. Inhale up. Exhale, pull, lean back. Inhale up. Exhale, pull. Pelvis stays forward. Inhale up. Exhale, pull. 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhale, pull. Inhale up. Exhale, pull. Knees underneath the hips, stay there. Lift your heart, lift up out of your lower back as much as possible. You might shake a little bit. This is supposed to be hard. Good, and then pull your chest forward. Take your hands maybe to the floor or to your hips, whatever you think is going to be easier. Step your right foot forward and kind of wide. Toes turned out to the side a little bit here. We're going to do a low lunge. Back foot's going to stay toes curled under just so we can stretch that back foot. Bring your hands to the floor to the inside of your right foot. Like this. Okay? And then keep your butt lifted here for a second. Take a deep inhale. So lift your pelvis up behind you, look up. And then as you exhale, you're going to lean back, bring your butt back. Lift your right toes, right foot off the floor, leave the heel down, and bow forward a little bit. Bend your elbows, let your head hang. Okay, inhaling, coming forward, back to the low lunge. This time let your pelvis drop down, so your pubic bone goes toward the floor, your butt drops, look up. And then exhale, move your hips back. Lift your right foot, keep the heel down, drop your head. This right leg doesn't ever have to become straight. We're just looking for a stretch in your hamstrings, and I'm sure it's there. Inhale, coming forward, look up. Exhale, rock back. Just a couple of these. These are a version of runner's lunges. These are really great for stretching your hamstrings and getting some mobility restored in our hips. When we sit all day, it's kind of hard on the old hip sockets, okay? But we can help ourselves. We can make things a little better by moving in different ways. There's no perfect thing to do. There's no absolute, perfect stretch to counteract sitting all day. It's really any movement. You can be walking, hiking, playing sports, whatever it is. Anything to counteract just sitting. Yoga, like you're doing. Great job. Okay. Next time you come forward, place your right foot on the floor. Right knee over the right ankle or just about. I'm going to have you stand up onto that knee, and we're going to get a deeper stretch through the front of our left quad. So like I said, if that knee is hurting you at all, please pad your knee. If you pad it, it's not enough. More padding. Fold your blanket over again. More padding. Okay? Take care of yourself. So you're going to bring both hands to this right thigh, like this. And at first be really upright. Lift your lower belly, lift your pubic bone, and kind of push this right leg away from you and breathe. So most of us are already getting a pretty deep stretch at the front of our thigh just by doing this low lunge. The knee, left knee is behind the line of the hip. It's not directly underneath. Take another breath. And then lower your hips down, okay? Go slow so that you can manage this a little better. And then we'll get a slightly different, deeper, maybe stretch with our hips lowered. Keep breathing. Keep kind of pushing your right thigh forward. Take another deep breath. Try to relax through the groin, the inner thighs. One more, inhale and exhale through your nose, big breath. Noticing the other parts of you that want to compensate and get stressed out. Try to relax your shoulders, your face. And then lift your hips, lift your butt, push into that right foot, and let's switch sides. So this time, left foot is going to be forward. And you're stepping out a little wider than your hip. This gives us a lot more space for our body. And then from here, you're going to place your fingertips on the floor. Let me scoot back here for a second. Fingertips on the floor underneath your shoulders. We're erring on the side of wide hands. We're going to inhale here, lift your butt up, lift your head and heart. And then exhale, bring your hips back. And as you do, lift the ball of your left foot up, keeping the heel down. You're going to lean forward a little bit. Inhale, bringing the foot back down. Hips come down this time. Lift your heart, look up. Exhale, going back. So elbows stay straight, pushing into the floor with your fingertips. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rocking back. Couple more times. Inhale, forward. Hips drop, heart lifts, look up. Exhale, do the opposite. Hips go back, legs straightens-ish. Forward bend. Again, don't let your inner critic come in and say, man, you're really terrible at this. You're so tight. You're this, you're that. You're not enough. That's all bullshit. Doesn't freaking matter. You're doing something, and that's amazing. All right, you don't have to be good at everything. And there's really no being bad at yoga. I think you're bad at yoga if you don't do yoga at all, ever. If you're doing it, you're good at it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Here we go. You're gonna come forward. And then we'll rise up. Take both hands to your left leg. And at first here, lift your hips. Keep your left knee directly over your ankle and hold. You're gonna kind of push your left leg away. Feeling a stretch here at the front of the hip most likely. Maybe up into your tummy a little bit. Breathing, relax through your lower back. Okay, relax your jaw, your shoulders. Again, we're noticing where we tend to tense up because something else is stressful. It's kind of an interesting part of the yoga practice. Self-observation, okay? Big breaths in and out through your nose. And then start to drop it down. So letting your pelvis move down nice and slow so that you can control it. Good, and then you just get a different stretch through the front of your right hip, breathing deeply. Notice those parts of you that want to tense up and kind of freak out. See if you can ask those parts, tell them, like, it's okay, you're safe. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Another breath. Good. Push with your hands to help lift your hips, bringing both hands down to the mat. Find your props again, your pillows that we were sitting up on. Make yourself a seat again. Okay, so you're sitting kind of at the front of your props, the front of your pillows. Bring the bottom of your feet together. And your heels might not be able to come this close to your groin. It might have to be further forward. If your knees hurt at all, you can pause the video and go find something to prop up your knees, like blankets, books, I don't know, anything that you've got laying around. Maybe you have yoga blocks. Put them underneath your knees, prop up your knees so that they don't feel vulnerable. So wherever they feel comfortable, and then bringing your right hand to the ground at your side, lift your left arm up and stretch. Straighten the left arm. Left elbow is straight and reach through your fingertips. Kind of push the left side of your rib cage out to the left. And then either look down, let's all do this. Look down, turn your head, look down, and then turn your head and look up. And let's do that 2 more times. Turn your head, look down. I know our neck can get kind of bothered by sitting all day too. I know mine does. But if you're sitting in a bouncy piece of equipment all day, then your neck is probably grabbing a lot to help stabilize your head. It's working hard, which is awesome. Good, look up. Now reaching up and over with the left hand, let's come to the left side. Left fingertips or palm on the floor. Maybe you've got a prop you could put underneath your hands so it's not so low. But lift your right arm straight up and over your face. And look how my arm is really close to my face. My palm facing the ground. And reach as far as you can and kind of push up and out to the side through the right side of your rib cage. And then let's do those head movements. So you're going to turn your head, look down, turn your head, look up. Yep, a couple more times. Turn your head, look down, looking up. Nice and slow movements, noticing the things that are happening in your neck and shoulder as you move your head, looking down, and turn your head, looking up. Last time, look down. Stretching, look up. Excellent, reach up and over to come out. Bring your right arm in front of your chest. Take your left arm and kind of hook it with your forearm and pull your right arm into your chest. Relax your right hand. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath. Good. Pull your right arm even closer to you. So it's pretty much in line with your collarbones. And then as you pull it in, you're gonna move your left arm down, your right arm, until your arm kind of slings forward. Okay, and take a second, shoulder rolls, lift up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, breathing as you move. Good. And then in the opposite direction, up, forward, down, and back. Feel the movement at your collarbones and shoulder blades. Your shoulders are rad. A lot of the muscles that attach to our shoulders are also part of our neck. So this is also a really nice way to release your neck. Okay? Take your left arm, cross it over your chest, about at the line of your collarbones here, the upper part of your chest. And then using the forearm of your right arm, you're gonna hold that arm in as tightly as you can. So tall and breathe. Relaxing deeply at the creases of your hips. If this position with the legs begins to be too much, remember the position we took at the beginning of class with your legs straight out in front of you, that might be better, or even crossing your legs. Take another breath there, sitting up tall. And then use the hook of your arm to keep pulling that left arm into you as you slide your arm down your other arm. And then it'll kind of sling forward. Good. And then we're going to do shoulder circles again. So you're going to lift your shoulders up towards your ears, rotate them back, feel your shoulder blades come together, and then down. And then move your shoulders forward and back up. So shoulder circles. Try to move just from your shoulders so you're not like moving with your whole body, but actually that feels kind of good, so maybe do move with your whole body. I mean, technically we are trying to get more movement and less static posturing. Like, there is no good posture, there is no better posture than other postures. There's a really cool saying of your next posture is your best posture. So movement is more important than this idea of like standing up straight is gonna be best or sitting up straight is gonna be best. If you do anything for too long, it can become painful or problematic. So let's go the opposite direction, shoulders roll back, up, forward, down. That might will be the opposite of what other people have told you. That's fine. If you'd rather believe them, I really don't care. I have no investment in that. I would say, like, try it out. Try standing up straight all day and see how you feel. And then try a day of, like, when you start to feel sore, instead of standing up straight, you just move. Do any type of movement, maybe any of the things that we do in here, shoulder shrugs, stretching your arms up. See which one makes you actually feel better. I can almost bet I know which one is gonna work. Okay, last little thing that we're gonna do here, once again, come up off your props, move them away from you, out of your way, lay on your back. So finding your way there, you might have to roll to your side, on the side of your hip, and then lower yourself down, roll onto your back. Take your feet to the floor, knees in the air, and then rock your knees from side to side. This isn't something that can be done like a perfect way, so just believe feet on the floor, knees rocking side to the side is good enough. And as you do this, notice how you might be doing it like kind of tightly, like just from your legs. Try to let the movement really drop and move your whole hips as you let your legs go from side to side. Return to your breath, breathing through your nose on the inhale and the exhale. It's called windshield wiper legs. Goes good with our truck driver theme, machine operator theme. Okay, stretch your legs out straight onto your mat. Take your hands, lift your lower back, and slide your hands underneath your lower back. And then rest your back on your hands. Close your eyes. And we'll just take a couple deep breaths here, laying flat on your back. Traditionally, yoga ends with Shavasana. This will be our version of Shavasana. Shavasana means corpse pose. Again, just noticing those places and parts of you that resist relaxing. See if you can let your legs be a little bit heavier, a little softer. Same thing with your belly, low back area. If you tend to guard here or hold tight here, see if you can let that go now. Now that you're being supported by the floor, there's really no reason to be gripping anywhere. Noticing the front of your chest, the top of your shoulders, the sides of your neck, the muscles of your face, noticing around your eyes, your jaw, your mouth. Your forehead is a place that usually has some tension, so softening really all the muscles of your face. Taking just a few more deep breaths here before we get up. One more deep inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. Take your hands out from underneath your spine. Bring both of your knees over to the right and then follow your whole body rolling over to the right. Take a second there, fetal position. A big breath. And then using your hands, prop yourself up to seated. Just for a moment, we're not going to need our props. Any seated position will do. Close your eyes. Take another long, slow breath through your nose. Thank you so much for taking this class with me. Open your eyes. Once you start to feel comfortable with these movements, please explore the rest of my channel, the rest of YouTube, really. There's tons of yoga videos, tons of free yoga on YouTube. It's incredible. If you liked this class, please do me the favor of liking this class, literally, on YouTube, or subscribing. That would be great. Leave me a comment if there's something else that you want to ask or something else that you'd like to see. I really appreciate you. Have a nice day.